Good afternoon. I hope you had a very satisfying lunch because today we are going to talk about marriage. Raise your hands if you think marriage is a good thing. Oh, I'm in good company. Well, marriage is the most basic and universal of social institutions, but it's no laughing matter. Google the words marriage jokes, and it will generate around 330 million results. Here are some that stand out. A man is incomplete until he's married. After that, he is finished. When a man opens a car door for his wife, it's either a new car or a new wife, attributed to the late Prince Philip. Wedding rings, the world's smallest handcuffs. If you're sporting such tiny handcuffs on your finger, well, don't worry, I have some good news for you. Even if marriage often gets a bad reputation, science tells us that it's actually very good for you. Well, we know that dyadic relationships, a relationship where two people support and need each other, are actually vital to our health and happiness. But there is something very special about the dyadic relationship of marriage when it comes to well-being effects. First, married people report being happier compared to those who are single, separated, divorced, or cohabiting. Married couples tend to live healthier and happier and longer. For married men, cardiovascular diseases, the risk of that is lower. Also, children of intact marriages have reduced risk for depression and overall fare better than those whose parents divorce. This is what the science tells us. So what all these findings say is that a stable and supportive marriage is a pathway to well-being. Marriage helps individuals thrive. And this has a wide implication for society. Since individuals in thriving marriages tend to be happier and healthier, they can then function optimally in life's different domains. They can be positive forces in their families, workplaces, and communities. Knowing such positive outcomes can be derived from stable and supportive marriages, isn't it then imperative that we equip those choosing marriage as a life path and those who have chosen it with more tools to strengthen their relationship? So that's my question. Well, this is exactly my mission as a practitioner and student of positive psychology. Positive psychology is the science that studies the factors and conditions that make us flourish. I am designing a positive intervention for married couples. Well, positive interventions are self-directed and self-perpetuating activities that individuals can do on their own. It doesn't need external agency to work. Now, I chose writing as my main mechanism because it is known to improve mental and emotional health in therapy and other existing interventions. Now, you might ask why legacy writing? Well, because it has very unique features. When you say legacy, it involves leaving something behind. So you purposely write your life story so it could be passed on to others. You're passing on your lessons and your wisdom. Writing legacies is an act of self-examination. It confronts you with questions like, who am I? What do I value in life? What is my message to the world? So it is a very powerful meaning-making tool. In fact, it is being offered as a coping and learning activity for cancer patients right here at the Penn Hospital. Now, writing is typically approached as a solitary individual activity, but I am arguing that as a collaborative activity, writing can be a very powerful, enriching experience for couples, psychologically and emotionally. For married couples, it will give them more opportunities to reconnect and pursue something meaningful together. Now, shared activities like this are known to foster positivity between the couples and also lessen the risk of divorce. Now, let me share with you the theoretical grounding of my intervention. So it has 3 parts. This framework is based on my professor, Dr. James Pawelski's Elements Model. The 3 parts are savoring, examining, and celebrating. So each part targets a specific well-being outcome and a domain of change, for example, affect, cognition, or behavior. Also, each part features science-based relationship-enhancing mechanisms. Let me tackle each one. The first part is all about savoring, which is the process of mutually enhancing. Couples will both enhance their positive experiences together. Now, savoring is known to lengthen and strengthen positive emotions. And couples, well, we will recommend that they schedule savoring dates, which could be a romantic dinner or a leisurely afternoon walk. The objective is to talk about and reminisce their most positive experiences together. Part 2 is all about cognition or thinking processes. So they select a life event to write about, and as they write, they reflect, reappraise, and interpret the experience using a positive lens. And these cognitive processes are known to cultivate greater meaning in a shared life. Part 3 is all about celebrating their shared accomplishment, which could be a legacy letter, a standalone story, or part of a longer legacy book that they wish to produce. Part 3 targets behavioral change, encouraging couples to verbally appreciate each other's positive traits and values. These actions are known to build positive emotions and strengthen relationship bonds. Now, the advantage of the Elements design is that it can be tailored to the couple's needs and lifestyle. And its frequency of utilization can be tested according to the level of intervention needed. For instance, couples who are struggling in their marriages can do this more often. For future directions, the model could also be adapted to other dyadic populations, such as parents and children, friends, mentors, and mentees. What we choose to do impact our well-being. Again, collaborative legacy writing is self-directed. It needs intentional participation from the couple to work. To end, Barbara Friederson said, "Flourishing is not a solo endeavor. I was married in 2019. My husband and I have 2 legacies. A mischievous 2-year-old, and one that I'm actually carrying today. I am 8 months pregnant delivering this talk. And that's why I feel so breathless, I'm just happy it's not inducing any contractions. Yeah, the fact that I am here, pregnant at Penn, and pursuing my master's degree is because of the support, love, and most importantly, financial investment of my husband right there. Indeed, a supportive and stable marriage is a pathway to greater well-being. To end, it is my deepest hope that collaborative legacy writing, as a new positive intervention for marriages, will be able to significantly contribute to how the field of positive psychology builds a thriving society. Thank you.